This is Mark Bell from supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. Here's the meet I did this past weekend. This is a 1,008 squat. Cut it high. Got the lift turned down. One of the best ways that you can learn about yourself is to watch video. And lucky for us at Super Training Gym, we have Jim McDonald, who's always behind the camera getting all the shots. There's a 1047. Took that one down a little lower and got 2 white lights, I think. My form just felt a little bit off on this day. It's hard to describe, but I just felt like I couldn't really get my feet in the right place. This is 1085, which would be an all-time PR for me. That last one was a big PR at 275. My best squat before that, 275, was 1,003. And here's 1085. And see, I just dip a little early. It was a good dip. It was a good strong squat. I just didn't quite get it down to where I needed to get it down to. And, we run our meets at Super Training, and, oftentimes I'm judged by a lot of my own guys that see me lift, but we try to keep it real. We try to keep it as honest as we can. Just like any other meet, you're going to you're going to have some go your way and have some not go your way. No different than any other contest, really. But here I am getting ready for some benches. This first bench is around 815 or 820, I believe. We'll just say it's 820. How about that? I've been kind of practicing in this shirt, and I've had some success with it in training. But I was just a little off on this day. Just didn't feel like I got the shirt set right, and so I learned a lot on this day. I learned that try to keep the similar training partners around. So I couldn't quite get that one down. I just kind of ran out of gas. I should have probably stuck it out a little longer, but I figured I got 2 more attempts. Let's throw this thing back in the rack. But what I was going to say is, try to keep the similar training partners around. Make sure they're available for the contest, because I had a couple guys help me that could not help me on this day. They helped me in training but couldn't help me during the meet. So that's something you want to be aware of. Make sure you communicate with your guys and try to figure out. That was that first attempt again. Couldn't quite get it down there. You're going to see some double shots of a couple different lifts here. But communicate with people. Make sure they know what you want. Make sure they know what you need. All these lift-offs were good. I had great support on this day, so none of that was an issue. I always feel like I've got good support from Super Training. But in order to lift big, you got to have everything set just right. And see, I'm getting just so hung up down there again. It's excruciating watching some of this stuff back. I'm starting pretty fast, but it's just getting really hung up in the middle portion. I didn't really see any problems with it in training. But most of my training was done down to like a 1 board, so I'll have to work that lower end range a little bit more often. For me, it's sometimes tough. I got a little bit of a far range of motion. I don't really have much of a belly coming down to 275. I actually kind of have a pair of abs now, believe it or not. And having kind of a flat stomach makes it that much harder to get that full range of motion. But no excuses. I just got to build strength. I got to get stronger. I got to learn that shirt a little bit. I built up a lot of raw strength and kept my raw strength as I've been dropping weight. But now it's time to really build in that shirt, so I'll have to live in the shirt a little bit more, get more volume in the shirt. So here I believe this is the 3rd attempt. This is 830 pounds now. And we finally got the shirt set right. And I kind of sort of, no. I started to lock that right arm and it just kind of gave out on me. So that's another learning experience there. A lot of my training I was in a little closer with my grip, and it seemed to somewhat solve my lockout issue on that right side. And then in the meet, because I'm a bonehead, I put my hands back out, full width there, and it cost me. I mean, that probably would have been locked out. As ridiculous as it sounds, to have my hand in another ½ inch, that side probably would have locked out. Especially because that's what I'm used to in training, so it makes all the difference in the world. And I was going with the closer grip because I I do all my raw benches close grip, and that's where I built my strength. And so I've brought it into the shirt and seemed to adapt to it well. That's a 683-pound deadlift. So Konstantinov, you better step aside, buddy, because I'm only about 300 pounds away from your strength level. This is 766. I continued to deadlift after I bombed because I just wanted to get a PR. And there's 766. Pulled it pretty good. The weights were a little bit far away from me. The form wasn't too bad, but it could be better. I need to get a little bit higher shoulder position, back a little straighter, and my hips don't need to be as low. I'm bringing my hips down actually a little bit too low. In training, a lot of times I bring my hips down, back, away from the barbell, and then down, which I kind of did there, but I didn't do it as good as I was doing in training. Sometimes you get into a meet, you get fired up, even at my level. I've been doing this for a long time. You get fired up, you get excited, and you slightly change things that you shouldn't have, from your training. Your training is your key factor into going into the meet. Something else I wanted to try to work on going into the next meet was, there's that 766 again from the side. Something I wanted to work on going into the next meet is to actually do some benches in training in my singlet, because the feel is quite different when you're in your singlet. The guys need to learn how to pull the shirt down, through the belt, through the singlet and all that. So I figured, why not get some of that training in there. I also have to work on my dip in training and communicate with different people in my gym and make sure they're capable of doing that, so they know what I'm looking for and on all that. And that was an 804 pull that the gravity was turned up on, apparently. We tightened down the straps quite a bit, and as soon as I went to lean back and get into this one, it just felt like death. So I was like, that's pretty much it. So that's it from supertraining.tv.